I think Triple H, Paul Levesque, summed it up very well. He said, in a year, you're away from home 300 plus days a year. Your kids grow up without you. You've got wives and husbands who you will not see. And it is that feeling that these superstars, these individuals lack, a family. They don't see their John Cena's work schedule last year, he worked 340 days in that year, meaning he had 25 days off in a year.
Jack, how do you think that would affect his life in general?
Well, first, he had no time whatsoever for his family. I'm quite surprised that a doctor or something didn't say something to WWE. You can't put him under this much stress. It's not good for his health. Someone that's, for my eyes, that is just pure greed by the WWE, and I think they're really failing to look after their.
Well, I think you hit on something there, because I think a big organisation, I should say, like that, shouldn't be relying on one person, because, like I say, not just the physical strains, but the mental strains is what we're talking about.
I think one problem though is some of these wrestlers, have got 20,000 people watching them. They know that thousands of, hundreds of thousands are watching them on pay-per-view. They're released from their contract, and they then go back to wrestling in front of 50 people, and it's that sudden. Jake the Snake Roberts has admitted many times he's considered suicide after leaving the WWE, after leaving that spotlight, and I think that's another problem as well. Onto other sports. Which sport? We know that Jack thinks you think cricket is. Would you say cricket is the worst?
I'd say cricket is the worst, but I think that's partly because of how you have to go on worldwide tours for several months. But I think cricket has a lot of problems that need solving.
I would, I'll back Jack on that. Cricket, I'd definitely say it's the worst. Because as you pointed out, the touring schedule, especially England, if you look at their touring schedule, not for over the past few months and what's coming up, they already know like basically the next 2 or 3 years schedule. And it's like last year they had a 3-4 month Ashes tour, I think it was. It's literally a couple of weeks after that they started the World Cup. I mean, I know football's pretty similar, but at least the players have been basically in their homes and that. England were in hotels and that for 4 months, and they go straight to a World Cup in totally different conditions. I actually thought it was a bit unfair on England and Australia a bit, but although they were at home, I think it's unfair on both teams. And the mental demands on England players. And was it Treadwell? I believe that went home. Was it Treadwell?
Treadwell went home.
No, Michael Yardy I'm thinking of. He went home due to depression, which says a lot, really.
Well, the point we are making is the authorities maybe should be looking after the individuals of all these sports. FIFA, the ECB, the WWE, the British Boxing Council. Do you think that there should be an implemented rest break for all sports?
Yes, and I'm trying to bring it into this country with the winter break in football, and I agree with that. I think there's a strain on sports, and I think you can say they are overpaid and they do what they love, but it doesn't take away the fact that there's a physical strain on the body and a mental strain as well. So I think everyone deserves a break once in a while.
It doesn't matter how much you're being paid. If your employer has a basic duty of care, you might be on 100,000 a week or whatever, but if you're depressed, that doesn't matter. I would like to see a rest break. I would like to see more done. I'm not expecting FIFA to suddenly lash out a load of money on expert psychiatry help, even after the keeper in the Bundesliga, Robert Enke.
Yeah.
Robert Enke, who had a stepdaughter. and he realised that he couldn't adopt her and put his car in front of a train, and sadly, a fantastic talent was lost. Do you feel the final question of this is? Do you feel that if there is, this implemented rest break, do you feel that there should be guidance and support throughout all the sports at lower league levels as well as the higher leagues as well? Dale?
I think it depends really. I think it's different, maybe a lower league being better. I mean, there should be some support at each. Say, if you take football for example, at each club there should be some support. I think for the high profile stuff and the busiest ones, maybe should be really high standards of support, such as the England cricket team, which they already have, because the pressure is going to be greater. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, Jack, but
I think they should have support throughout the divisions, and maybe you could argue that the support should be better for the international England team, but someone playing in the second division, the county championship, should still be able to get top quality support for mental illness or depression if they've got it. I just think it should be one of the first things that sporting authorities make sure that they've got in place.
Well, we have had our say on depression in sport. We will be hoping, of course, that we won't be having to report any more tragic losses in the upcoming episodes. Well, thank you for listening to Blah De Blah with me, Tom Feeney.
me, Dale Harris.
And me, Jack Elliott.
Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed. Thank you and goodbye. Remember to follow Blah De Blah on Twitter at the Blah De Blah. And remember to follow me, Thomasini. That's at Thomas, Feaheny.
At Dale Harris, 1991.
At Jack Elliott, 1993.
This programme was sponsored by
www.tumblr.com.
Dale Harris Blogspot.
and sportingviewpoint.co.uk. Thank you and hope you enjoyed.